My name is Tara Clayton, and I'm the Cochise Organizing Manager for Rural Arizona Engagement. So the challenges that we're facing whenever we're talking about engaging community members, I think first and foremost is that we are a newer organization operating in Cochise County. And so we're focused on building rapport with people here in the community. We're focused on making sure that people know who we are, and what we're about, that we really want to come into the community and support the community members. We are not coming here with a particular agenda of how we want things to go or what we want to focus on. We're very community driven. So I think that some people are shy. But I think that one of our biggest challenges really is just the day-to-day life of living under this economic system. People are busy. They're going to work, they're going home, they're taking care of their children, making dinner, going to bed, and then they get up and they do it all over again. And so while they want to participate, while they want to become really active members in the broader community, it's very challenging for them because they have to deal with day-to-day life as well. I think that public safety is one of their top concerns because of, issues like Proposition 314 and Operation Safe Streets 2. There is an issue with high-speed car chases, and this is a policy that was instituted by the sheriff. He elected to deputize Border Patrol agents, and as a result of that, they are having high-speed pursuits at speeds in excess of 130 miles per hour. This is really challenging for a community like ours because with having a lot of ground to cover in our county, you can drive 30 minutes just to get to the grocery store. You can drive an hour to go to the doctor. And so children get their driver's license. Teenagers get their driver's license as soon as they're possibly able to. They do that so that they can go to after-school activities and spend time with friends, shuttle little siblings around and things like that. And so they don't have the experience to be able to evade or outmaneuver a situation that is approaching them on the streets. And then in addition to that, our elderly community members, respectfully, maybe their reaction time isn't quite as good as it was whenever they were a little bit younger. Their eyesight might not be quite as good as it was whenever they were a little bit younger, and they're afraid of driving on the streets because they never know when a car is going to fly out of nowhere into an intersection and hit them. And there have been fatalities as a result of these policies. It can be very challenging to try to communicate with people in the area who have vastly different views. It's work that's worthwhile to have these conversations because I think that we all approach things from the perspective of our life experience. And so if your life experience dictates that you should be afraid or it dictates that you should be more open-minded and more empathetic, then that's the way that you're going to approach things. So whenever I have conversations with people, I try to be open and willing to listen to what they have to say. I gently correct them whenever they say something that's inaccurate. And I try to just keep the door open for further conversations. But there have been people that have been quite hostile. The way that I address misinformation or a lack of information is I try to approach the conversation from an educational standpoint. I try to have open, real-life conversations with people and relate things to them about what's happening in their own life. I try not to be harmful in judging them, but I do address them directly. And if someone is too agitated or hostile, I thank them for their time and I move on because some minds just cannot be changed. As an organizer, I don't see the same exact things that our canvassers see. Our canvassers are going door to door. So they are coming onto someone's property. They don't know who we are. And so people tend to be a bit more aggressive. As an organizer, the conversations that I have typically are in public, they're out in the open, and people feel, people are definitely more hesitant to be aggressive in public where they know that people have cameras. So given the fact that we just started organizing in Cochise County at the end of November last year, I think that we are seeing a strong level of cooperation, excitement, and acceptance for what we bring to the table and what we're trying to engage our community members in. Our numbers of people who are showing up to listening sessions, people who are coming to phone banks, text banks, canvases, all of those numbers are growing, and we're really excited and optimistic for the future that we have here in Cochise County, because we're not going anywhere. And I think that people that we speak to can see that we are investing in the community long term. People are very concerned about their right to freedom of choice for reproductive options. They want to be able to decide for themselves and for their families what is the right decision for them. And we are seeing a lot of support. There's a lot of concern, but we're hosting a Freedom for Choice rally here in Sierra Vista on October 19th, and we're really excited because people are ready to show up. We have a lot of people who are signing up already, and they want us here. They want to have their voices heard, and they're really excited that we are providing a space for them, an opportunity for them to show up and have their voices heard on this issue that's so important to them. Other issues that people are concerned with are definitely the cost of living, prices at the grocery store are of high priority for them. Prices at the gas stations are of high priority for them. But I think that people in our area are starting to recognize that there is so much more to this issue than even necessarily who the president is. This goes beyond that to legislation, what is passed and what is not passed, what guardrails we put on these systems, what legislators we put in office who are willing to speak up for us on these issues, and then also, the corporations themselves have an accountability to us as their consumers to make sure that they are providing reasonable prices so that we can continue to purchase their products. And whenever we don't, we see things like the Kellogg's boycott that's become very popular and things of that nature, because we are ready to fight back. The issues that we are facing as Cochise County residents and as Americans as a whole, people that live here in the United States, it's definitely making people more hostile. It's definitely driving people to the polls because they are realizing, partly through our work and the work of other organizations like ours, that their voices are important and their vote is a part of their power. And so whenever they show up to the polls, they can address these issues at hand, like price gouging, like restrictions on their reproductive choices. I believe that the reason for hostility this election cycle is because people like former President Trump have created a rhetoric of xenophobia and othering of people in the community. We are all community members. We all live here, regardless of your citizenship or residency status. We are all here and we are community members, and we should be focusing on caring for each other and caring for our families. But this xenophobic rhetoric is driving people to be more hostile. They have a voice. They have a space where they now feel comfortable to be aggressive toward other people, where they feel like it's okay to just say terrible, disparaging things to other people in the community. And it's extremely disheartening and scary. Canvassers are definitely putting themselves in danger on a day-to-day basis whenever they are showing up to these doors. We do the best that we can to ensure that they're going to be safe whenever they're working. Given the current political climate, it is a very dangerous type of work. That being said, I think that they're up to the challenge, and they're passionate about our communities. They're passionate about our candidates, and they're passionate about the way that we can go forward and make change here. So I think it's very worthwhile for them. So I think that our canvassers do a really great job of suiting up and showing up for our community, because I live here. We live here. whenever we go out into the community and we're able to talk to people, it inspires other people to become more involved. They see the good work that we're doing, and similar to my past experiences, they didn't feel like they had a voice. They didn't feel like they could be safe to speak up about how they feel about what's going on in our community. But having a canvasser go to their door and say, you know what, you're not the only one. And I'm here, and there are others like us who feel the same way. It empowers them to know that they can get involved, they can volunteer, they can show up for their community, and that they'll be received with welcome and open arms. I think that that's a really powerful way to connect with the community. I think that Sierra Vista and other towns in Cochise County are so special because there is a lot of diversity here. There are different cultures, there are different religions, there are different ways of living. There are smaller towns and bigger towns, and you can find anything that you want here. The landscape is just impeccable and inspiring in and of itself, and there are so many people here who are passionate about the environment, who are passionate about living on the border, about being able to see people come and go freely, and they want that. It's something that, you know, yeah, there's a lot to be proud of here in Cochise County. For someone that wants to get involved with RAZE, I would tell them to please look online at our social media, because we are everywhere. I mean, our comms department does an amazing job of making sure that we are present on all social medias, that we are sending out emails, that we have newsletters. I mean, robust information about all of the events that we have going on, all the opportunities that there are to connect with the organization and with other community members, you know, other grassroots individuals, and then people from other organizations as well. So, you know, it's a really cool thing that we've got such an expansive way to get in touch with us.